Welcome back. As a quick recap, Limer enters, blocks the Mad Blood Demon's attack, and saves Rayon. Rayon, in surprise, speaks up, "You're late." Limer laughs and tells Rayon, "Sorry, I overslept a bit." With a confident grin, Limer says, "You can leave this to me now." He readies his sword, his stance radiating a sense of control and mastery. If you're new here or need a refresher, feel free to catch up on the previous part before diving into this new chapter. Now that we're all on the same page, let's begin. The Mad Blood Demon's eyes lock onto Limer, a hint of curiosity sparking within. "The brilliant sword of Sieghart," Demon begins to ask. But before the demon can finish its sentence, Limer flashes a cheeky grin. "Long time no see, Baldy," he says with a chuckle, his tone dripping with sarcasm. The Mad Blood Demon's expression darkens, its eyes narrowing at Limer's casual tone. "What are you doing here?" it growls, its voice low and menacing. Limer's eyes flash with intensity as he channels his aura into his sword. The air around him seems to vibrate with energy. "I couldn't just stand by and watch as saplings were being crushed underfoot by trash like you," Limer declares, his voice dripping with disdain. The Mad Blood Demon's face twists in rage, his dark energy surging in response to Limer's provocation. The Mad Blood Demon's fist crackles with dark energy as he takes a step closer to Limer. His voice is laced with contempt. "Who would have thought that someone on your level would be sent as an inspector for a trainee's duty?" it sneers. The Sieghart sure have softened up. The air erupts in a frenzy of destruction as Limer and the Mad Blood Demon charge towards each other. Their clash is like a force of nature, shaking the very foundations of the earth. Limer's sword slices through the air, meeting the Mad Blood Demon's crushing fist in a shower of sparks. The impact sends rocks crumbling, dust flying, and smoke billowing around them. The ground shudders beneath their feet as the two warriors exchange blow after blow, their battle raging on with unrelenting ferocity. The Mad Blood Demon's fist crashes down, sending Limer stumbling backward. As they continue to exchange blows, the demon's voice rings out, laced with mockery. "So you can barely deflect a punch like this," it sneers. "Even your body's balance has completely given out. Were the rumors that your energy core had collapsed, leaving you crippled, true?" Limer's smile widens, his eyes glinting with amusement. "All false," he replies, his voice dripping with confidence. "You should swap out your source. Whether it be past or even now, you're slow to get information." The Mad Blood Demon's expression falters, its confidence wavering for a moment. Limer presses his advantage, his words cutting deep. "How long has it been since I've stepped down from the front lines for those kinds of rumors to be going around?" Limer asks, his tone laced with mockery. The demon's face darkens, its anger and embarrassment simmering just below the surface. The Mad Blood Demon's eyes narrow, its gaze piercing as it responds to Limer's taunts. "Your lies are quite obvious," it sneers. "Your swordsmanship used to bear a horrifying amount of killing intent. However, now, your sword is akin to a light breeze." The Mad Blood Demon's voice rings out, its confidence booming. "You will never be able to cut me like that." With a fierce battle cry, the demon raises its massive arms, ready to unleash a crushing blow. The air trembles with anticipation as the demon's fist hurtles towards Limer. But Limer is no ordinary warrior. With lightning-quick reflexes, he skillfully dodges the attack, avoiding the demon's fist by a hair's breadth. The demon's blow crashes into the ground, sending rocks flying and dust swirling everywhere. Limer springs back to life, his agility allowing him to jump away from the Mad Blood Demon's attack with ease. As he lands gracefully on the ground, a mischievous grin spreads across his face. "You brute," Limer teases, his voice dripping with amusement. The Mad Blood Demon's fierce expression twists in anger, his face reddening with rage. The battle between Limer and the Mad Blood Demon intensifies, their clashes sending shockwaves through the air. The area is quickly shrouded in a thick cloud of smoke, obscuring the fighters from view. Rayon watches the battle unfold, his eyes shining with admiration. "Instructor Limer, he's so nimble in the air, like a leaf floating in the wind," he whispers to himself. Rayon's thoughts continue to unfold, his mind analyzing Limer's battle strategy. On top of that, the attacks he's launching intermittently are so perfect they're giving me goosebumps, he thinks, his eyes wide with awe. Rayon's gaze remains fixed on the smoke-shrouded battlefield, his mind racing with questions. If Limer had used his strength, then this battle would have already been decided, he ponders. A faint smile plays on Rayon's lips as he pieces together Limer's intentions. So why is he dragging this battle out, as if to have me watch? Rayon's eyes widen in shock as a startling realization dawns on him. Wait, Could it be, he thinks, his mind racing with excitement, just like before? Is he doing this on purpose to show me his swordsmanship? Rayon's thoughts continue, his gaze fixed on Limer's battle with the Mad Blood Demon. A mix of awe and incredulity washes over Rayon. He's teaching under these circumstances. He's insane, Rayon exclaims, his voice barely above a whisper. Meanwhile, Limer's battle with the Mad Blood Demon reaches a fever pitch. With a fierce cry, Limer unleashes his aura, the air around him crackling with energy. He rushes towards the Mad Blood Demon. As Limer charges towards the Mad Blood Demon, his sword flashing in the dim light. As he closes in, he taunts the demon, his voice dripping with mockery. Despite acting so arrogant, you can't even take me down when I'm weakened, he asks, his tone laced with disdain. At this rate, you'll have that helmet stolen away from you, Limer declares. The Mad Blood Demon's anger boils over, its face purpling with rage. Shut up, it thunders, its voice like a crack of lightning. With a fierce battle cry, the demon swings its massive fist at Limer, aiming straight for his face. The air shudders with the force of the blow, and Limer's eyes narrow as he prepares to dodge. Limer drops to one knee, his agility allowing him to dodge the Mad Blood Demon's crushing blow by a hair's breadth. The demon's fist crashes into the ground mere inches from Limer's head. The impact is tremendous, causing the earth to shudder and tremble. The ground crumbles beneath the demon's fist, sending rocks and debris flying everywhere. The Mad Blood Demon's face twists in frustration, its eyes blazing with anger. Brilliant sword, stop fooling around and fight me properly, it thunders. Limer's expression remains calm, but his thoughts reveal a growing concern. I'm reaching my limits in handling him lightly, he thinks to himself. A hint of a smile plays on Limer's lips as he continues, well, the teaching material has gone berserk, so I guess it's about time to wrap things up. Limer calls out to Rayon, his voice clear and commanding. Watch closely, Rayon. Rayon's eyes widen in amazement as he gazes at Limer, his expression a mix of awe and anticipation. He senses that Limer is about to unleash something extraordinary. As Limer's aura surges to new heights, his eyes blaze with intensity. This is how a Sieghart fights, he declares, his voice dripping with conviction. Limer's gaze locks onto Rayon, his expression stern, and you will have to learn it. Limer's sword shines with an intense, piercing light as he holds it straight up, releasing his aura. His techniques converge, and he focuses his energy. Sword field realization. Limer begins, his voice low and steady. Limer's eyes gleam with intensity as he calls out the technique's name, Eye of the Storm. In an instant, his wind aura explodes outward, spreading across the vicinity like a tempest. The air distorts, and the atmosphere becomes electric with anticipation. The Mad Blood Demon's eyes widen in awe and alarm as it gazes at Limer, its mind racing with shock. Is this a storm that rages on with its user at the center? The demon thinks to itself, its voice barely above a whisper. The demon's thoughts continue, its understanding of Limer's technique growing. On top of his aura crushing everything in its vicinity, he's made it so that I can't escape. The Mad Blood Demon's face contorts in a snarl, its body tensing as it realizes it's been trapped by Limer's Eye of the Storm technique. The Mad Blood Demon's eyes blaze with determination as it thinks to itself, then the only way forward is to crush it head-on. With a fierce battle cry, the demon crouches down, its massive legs coiling with energy. Then, with a mighty burst of strength, it pushes off the ground, launching itself forward like a human catapult. The Mad Blood Demon's voice thunders through the air as it leaps towards Limer, its fury and determination palpable. I'll crush you, brilliant sword of Sieghart, the demon bellows, its words echoing off the surroundings. The demon's enormous body shoots towards Limer, its fists glowing with dark energy, ready to unleash a devastating blow. Limer's eyes flash with intensity as he channels his aura towards his legs. With a sudden burst of speed, he jumps forward, his body shooting towards the Mad Blood Demon like a bullet. The distance between them vanishes in an instant, and the two collide in midair, their auras clashing in a spectacular display of power. A massive explosion erupts in the area, unleashing a deafening roar that shakes the ground. The blast sends a plume of smoke and debris soaring into the air, obscuring everything from view. The shockwave from the explosion radiates outward, causing the air to distort and ripple. The smoke and dust churned up by the blast reduce visibility to near zero, making it impossible to see what's happening. As the smoke clears, the scene comes back into view. Limer and the Mad Blood Demon are revealed, both standing with their backs to each other. The Mad Blood Demon's voice is laced with a mix of curiosity and astonishment as it addresses Limer. You have the force of our bodies and aura, and stored all the wind within that calm area in your sword, the demon states, its words dripping with admiration. Of course, that's how a sword field is supposed to be. But, how is it that you, who are not a direct descendant of Sieghart, are able to create a sword field? The demon's question hangs in the air, its eyes fixed intently on Lymer, seeking an answer to this puzzling phenomenon. Lymer's gaze drifts into the distance, a hint of a smile on his lips as he responds, actually, it wasn't a sword field, but something similar I created by borrowing nature's strength. The mad blood demon's eyes narrow slightly, intrigued by Lymer's words. Elves are quite friendly with nature, Lymer continues, his voice filled with a sense of harmony and balance. The mad blood demon's gaze shifts, its eyes rising to gaze at the moon hanging in the night sky. A low, rumbling chuckle emanates from its throat as it responds. I see. Even when old and sickly, a tiger is still a tiger. The demon's words are laced with a mix of admiration and warning, acknowledging that even though Lymer may not be a traditional warrior of the Sieghart clan, he still possesses a deep well of power and strength. The mad blood demon's gaze lingers on the moon for a moment before shifting to Rayan, its eyes burning with a fierce intensity. If there's anything I regret, the demon growls, its voice low and menacing, it's not being able to kill that one. The mad blood demon's expression twists into a snarl as it continues, this will influence our work greatly. Lymer's response is immediate and resolute, his voice firm and unwavering. Oh please, Lymer says, his tone dripping with disdain, there's no way we could offer our young king to the likes of you. The mad blood demon's gaze lingers on Rayan, its expression a complex mix of emotions. He definitely possesses the qualities of a king, but does not become conceited, the demon says, its voice tinged with a hint of admiration. We too have a talent that can match up to that monster. The demon's words trail off, its eyes gleaming with a fierce intensity. Today is my loss, brilliant sword of Sieghart, the mad blood demon concedes, its voice dripping with respect. Lymer's expression remains calm, his eyes never leaving the demon's face. In a swift, deadly motion, Lymer strikes the final blow, ending the mad blood demon's life. The demon's body crumples to the ground, defeated. Lymer stands over it, his chest rising and falling with steady breaths. With a deliberate movement, he sheaths his sword, the blade disappearing into its scabbard with a soft click. Lymer walks calmly towards Rayan, his footsteps steady and deliberate. As he approaches, he asks, "You were watching closely, right?" His eyes lock onto Rayan's, seeking confirmation that the young warrior had indeed been paying attention to the battle. Lymer's smile widens as he begins to explain about the technique he used in the battle. That was something you must learn as a Sieghart, the sword field. Unlike mages, who spread a field with their mana, it is a field spread using one's spiritual growth and aura burst. Lymer's eyes sparkle with enthusiasm, clearly eager to share his knowledge with Rayan. Lymer's expression turns serious, his voice filled with a sense of gravity. A sword field is made up of all your experiences, achievements, aura, and even your future. You are a direct descendant, so you will be able to use it one day. Rayan's eyes widen, his mind reeling from the weight of Lymer's words. He's left speechless, unable to respond. Lymer's expression softens, and he offers Rayan some final advice. Until that day comes, carve many experiences into yourself. Lymer's laughter echoes through the air as he turns to address the others. Martha, Runen, Buren, you all were watching too, right? Rayan's eyes widen in surprise as he turns around, taking in the sight of Martha, Runen, and Buren standing behind him. His voice filled with curiosity, Rayan asks, "You guys, why are you here?" The trio rushes towards Rayan, their faces etched with concern. Runen calls out Rayan's name, Rayan. But before Runen can reach him, Martha's voice rings out, her tone a mix of relief and exasperation. "You bastard, you're still alive!" Martha exclaims, her eyes fixed intently on Rayan as she rushes towards him. The group gathers around Rayan, sitting down beside him. Buren's face relaxes into a warm smile as he asks, "Rayan Sieghart, it's a relief you're all right." Runen's eyes scan Rayan's injuries, concern etched on her face. "Are your wounds okay?" she asks, her voice soft with worry. Lymer watches the exchange with a smile, his eyes crinkling at the corners. He seems pleased to see the group reunited and concerned for Rayan's well-being. Lymer's smile falters for a moment, and he thinks to himself, "Geez, feigning being alright is taking its toll." His mind begins to wander, and he starts to ponder the complexities of the sword field. There are a number of conditions that must be met in order for someone that is not a direct descendant of Sieghart to use the sword field, he thinks. Experience is a given, their affinity for the attribute, and on top of stamina, life force. Lymer's thoughts trail off, his eyes refocusing on the group surrounding Rayan. Limer's thoughts continue, his expression grim. Thus, they actually consume their own lifespan. He pauses, reflecting on his own situation. On top of my energy core being damaged, I used a sword field, so just pretending to be okay is hard enough. Limer's eyes seem to cloud over, his exhaustion and pain momentarily visible beneath his calm exterior. Limer's thoughts shift, his expression softening as he gazes at Rayan. Well, not that I have any regrets. What Rayan showed me after I entered the battle late was itself the birth of a new king. A small, enigmatic smile plays on Limer's lips. At that moment, I formed my resolve. I will serve this child as my new lord. Limer's thoughts drift back to his past, a hint of melancholy in his eyes. With my damaged energy core, living didn't feel like being alive. His expression warms, memories of happier times flooding his mind. But as those children brought meaning to my life, Limer's eyes sparkle with a sense of gratitude and renewal. I've been granted a new life. His thoughts seem to be filled with a sense of purpose and belonging, as if he's found a new reason to keep moving forward. Limer's gaze lingers on Rayan and his friends with a smile on his face, a sense of contentment washing over him. I have regretted nothing about having my lifespan shortened. His eyes seem to gleam with a sense of determination, his voice taking on a resolute tone in his thoughts. Of course, before my life comes to an end, I would like to see that lad become the king of the Ziegharts. Friends, the chapter ends here. What a thrilling conclusion to the chapter. To everyone watching, thank you for joining us on this adventure. If you're eager to find out what happens next, please do comment below, asking for more chapters. Don't forget to show your support by liking and subscribing. Until next time, stay tuned.